Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video we're going to have a relook at the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra now, because the S23 Ultra will be launching soon. So I thought, why not, let's do a re-review to see how it does. And this has got the Android 13 update with the new One UI 5 on this one. And I've been actually testing this phone again for the last 10 days with my primary SIM. So we'll go about it, what do I feel and what are the things that I noticed that are different. In fact, I asked you guys also what are the things that you want to know about this phone now. So I'll be taking some of the questions that you guys had posted on Twitter and I'll be answering that. And guys, I'll be linking this phone within the video itself. YouTube has started a new thing that we can link the product within the video itself. So I've linked this up so you can check it out. So let's first have a look at this one, then I'll answer your questions. So guys, at my desk, so let's look at the device itself. So here, as you can see, let me first actually show you that we have got the Android update. And before that, if you notice over here, now I'm getting actually 5G signal on this one, and 5G speeds have been good. At this location, I do get it. Let me actually show you. If I go to the results, these are all on 5G, and again, the best speeds that I got, that was outdoors, was about close to about 800 megabit on 5G, so that's good. Indoors, actually 5G signal in this area drops down. Let's actually do the test. If I go to, let's just change the server to Bharti Airtel. And again, remember guys, this is indoors. I get significantly better speeds if I do the test outdoors. So let's see, what do we get on 5G? But 5G, I'm getting out of the box. Again, as I've told you, indoors, the 5G signal is very close to what I get for 4G only. But outdoors, as I've told you, I was getting better results. So yeah, 5G works out of the box. But one thing to note is that by default, if I go over here, and if you go to the connections, I was not getting 5G initially. You have to go to the mobile networks, and for some reason, by default, even after the 5G update or whatever, it was auto selected to only the LTE network. So if you want 5G, even though if you've got the update, go over here and select it, then you will get the 5G signal, as you can see. Okay, apart from that, let's go to about the device now. And again, one thing I noticed, that this is on Android 13. The device has become a little bit more fluid in operations. Definitely, I can say that compared to when I reviewed it actually last year. It's a lot more fluid now. And again, memory management was never an issue. That's the same case. But fluidity, definitely, I would say in Chrome and all these things, is a little bit more fluid in operations now after this Android 13 update. Memory management, no issues. Let me actually show you Android 13. If I go to about the phone, and if I go to, as you can see, One UI version 5 with Android 13 that we are getting. And now I feel the phone has become a little bit more responsive within the UI. Some of you have asked me about the battery life and all those things. So let me just go back to the desk and answer those questions now. Hi guys, recording this with the S22 Ultra, and this is after the Android 13 update, and recording this with the front facing camera, and this is in indoor lighting, mixed lighting condition in my new setup. And as you can see, video quality seems to be good, and I feel overall after this Android 13 update, this smartphone's performance is actually improved. But what do you guys feel about the same? This is the front facing camera. Audio is also being recorded via its internal microphone. Okay, now back to my desk, and let me answer some of the questions that you guys have. Okay, the first thing, some of you have asked me about the S Pen. How is it the functionality? And still it's there and it works like a regular one. In the past 10 days, I'm not a S Pen user, but yes, I have to sign NDAs and all those things. And one NDA I got when I was out, so I could just sign it and use it, just send it off, and they accepted it. So S Pen is there. The functionality hasn't changed. It works. I'm not a big user of S Pen, but yeah, it works. Call quality was good. Wi-Fi calling is good on this one. Especially I use it with Airtel and it works very well. Now let me actually answer some of the question. And this, I've got a lot of questions from this, but this is from Namish. How about the situation of battery life as of now? Has it improved after the Android 13 update? And I would definitely say, Namish, the battery life has improved after this Android 13 and the One UI 5 update. Personally, for me, if you recall, when this phone was launched, I was never that happy with the battery life. I was getting a battery life in terms of SOT, a max of about 5 to 5.5 hours on this one, no matter what I did. Now, definitely, I would say the battery life has increased, and I can easily get about 45 minutes to 1 hour extra SOT on this one. I'm able to get easily about 6 to 6.5 hours of SOT on this one. So definitely after this Android 13 update, the battery life has increased. In fact, I noticed that the handset also does not heat up that much with casual. Yes, it gets warm. It's Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, but it does not heat up. Definitely, the battery life is the biggest positive that I'm noticing. Apart from the fluidity, for some reason, it's a little bit more fluid also, as I've shown you earlier. Moving to the next question, this is by Raj. Any signs of stuttering animations given that S22 Ultra has a 240 Hertz PWM dimming display? Does your eyes feel tired on long use, especially in low light? No, I've actually used this phone in low light situation before going to bed. Also, I use it, and it goes sufficiently low in brightness, and it doesn't have that flickering that some people are sensitive to. So that way, I did not have a problem, and I've shown you earlier. Now I feel the phone feels a little bit more fluid in operations after this One UI 5. So it's because of the One UI 5 and the Android 13, because not only this device, some users have also mentioned me that some of the other Samsung devices that got the Android 13 with the One UI 5, those devices also feel a little more fluid. So in terms of fluidity, the fluidity has actually improved on this device. This is by Anmol. Actual in-hand feel and day-to-day handling of this huge phone would be good to cover. Again, yes, it's a big phone, no doubt it's a big phone, but again, you do get used to the big size phone eventually after a week or two of usage. If you're coming from a small phone, yes, the admission time will take about a couple of weeks, but once you're used to it, you're okay with it. So again, yes, it's definitely a big phone, and again, it's similar to the earlier Note series. Those were also the same size. It has the S Pen. Okay, does it fit the wireless chargers in the car? The handiness coverage would be great. Regarding the wireless charging, I tested with two cars. I have the Nexon EV Max that has a wireless charger, and yes, this phone easily fits to that. And even on my BMW, it has a wireless charger. It fits easily on that one. So generally, most of the new modern cars do have a slot for bigger phones, because even the iPhone 14 Pro series or Max series are almost the size of this one. So generally, in wireless charging, at least in the cars, they have allocated space for this phone. And again, in my Nexon EV Max and on my BMW, I don't have issues regarding wireless charging. It fits easily. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Alex. Heard that Samsung capped the performance of the S22 Ultra 2 months after the release because many people reported throttling issues. Does it still have any performance issues and heating? Okay. As I've told you, after this, I didn't use this phone for the last 6 months, but I recall when I used it earlier, when it was launched, I used it for a month. It definitely heats up quite a bit less compared to what it used to heat up earlier. Even earlier with the casual usage, it used to get actually pretty hot. Yes, it still will get hot if you use the camera and push it. But with general regular usage, it does not get very, very hot. It does get a little bit warm. That's Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. But again, I would say the heating issues that we used to see earlier have been reduced, and I did not notice that stuttering or whole thing. It may be just because of the Android 13 and the One UI 5 optimization. The phone definitely feels a lot more fluid now compared to what it was when it was launched. Okay, this is by Manik. Is it worth buying now in 2023 given the performance of the Gen 1? Again, it depends. I am thinking that the price of this S22 Ultra now will fall because the S23 Ultra will be launching just after 2 weeks or so. So I'm hoping that the price of this one will come down considerably, or we'll have some extra discounts or something. And if that happens, then this will become a pretty good device. Yes, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 will be more efficient, should actually technically get better battery life than this one. But again, if the price of this one falls aggressively, again, you can take a call. Okay, this is by Biju. He's asking average SOT after Android 13 update, maximum temperature, medium to heavy usage, and please a comparison with the S23 Ultra after that. Let me see if I can do the comparison after the S23 Ultra launches. I'll try to do that. Again, average SOT, as I've told you earlier, I was getting 5 to 5.5 hours. It has increased almost by an hour, so easily about 6 to 6.5 hours. Only place I still notice that battery drain is high is when you exclusive use it quite a bit on 5G. But again, I've noticed that in many of the other smartphones also, when I use them at 5G, the battery drains considerably. So that's the same case with this one. But again, mostly if you're in the office and stuff, using Wi-Fi and stuff, then you should be able to get about 5.5 to 6.5 hours of SOT. So overall, I would say this Android 13 update with the One UI 5 is a good upgrade on this smartphone. So again, yeah, the S23 Ultra will be also launching. So let's see what Samsung does. And I'm just thinking the pricing of this one would fall down with some offers or something. So if you're on a tight budget, maybe if the price falls down to your comfortable levels, yes, this can be a good device. Anyways, guys, that's it for now for this video. And do let me know what do you feel about this re-reviews or something. If you guys like it, I'll try to do it more often, maybe after a phone is launched, after 6 months, 7 months, how it fares, and if it gets a major update, how it fares after that update. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.